Another day, another Lethal Company update video. Yeah, I know I'm late on this. We'll be going over the updates from V60 to V64. Let's get to it. First of all, our sneaky little roadkill Fred, the kidnapper fox, has been removed from the game. Probably because this guy was a little bit too annoying. Having to take out some weeds all the time just so it wouldn't spawn was so unbearable. Even though only one of them had a chance to spawn each day. Not to mention, having to spend your hard-earned money on some weed killer. This thing had limited charges. Yeah, I don't know about this one, champ. Having too many weeds growing would cause it to spawn immediately. So our little danger noodle will not be a problem for now. Let's just hope that after they get their lobotomy, they won't be as frustrating to face up against. Oh no, it looks like he may not be coming back. Speaking of nerfs, a massive change has happened to the coil heads. When the coil head travels a certain distance, they will enter a cooldown phase. During this phase, you could see the coil head curl up, indicated by the coil head looking down and its coil receding into its body. During this phase, you are free to run away as you please without having to worry about it attacking you. Just don't get too cocky, or you'll end up with a spring for a head. The coil head will also lose track of the player after you get out of its line of sight for a while, which I honestly think is an amazing change. Before, whenever the coil head was chasing you, it was persistent, chasing you around until you leave the area. He would also just hang around in front of the door, so you weren't really rid of him forever. However, don't think you'll be safe from him if he loses track of you. Always stay vigilant for that thing, or it'll just sneak up on you quickly. Aw, look at that little baby. Yep, there's a new enemy type released in the V60 update. The ManEater is a cute little demon baby. It will crawl around looking for new friends to play with them. Be careful around this thing. This little baby is one of the deadliest creatures in the game. After some time, the baby will start crying. If you do not calm him down, he will have one hell of a growth spurt. Now an angsty teen and filled with anger over your neglect, the ManEater will quickly run around and kill everyone. Do not, and I mean do not, bring the baby outside. Just like all of us gamers, he hates touching grass. It will not calm down when it's outside. Having an angry ManEater outside is a surefire way to end the day, with everyone losing their lives. Dealing with this little guy can be difficult, so let's go over some details about his AI. The ManEater has 3 phases to its AI: the quiet phase, the crying phase, and its angry phase. When it spawns, it'll be in its quiet phase, crawling around looking for players. When it spots a player, it'll follow them around, keeping an appropriate distance away from the player. Honestly, it's actually really harmless while doing this. You just have to pay attention to when it enters its crying phase. It can start crying from hearing loud noises, either from the player or from items, or when attacked by the player or by monsters when you're holding onto it. Seeing a dead body of another player, rocking it too much when it's not crying, the click of your flashlights when turning it off or on. Wow, it really is a little cave gremlin, isn't it? When it's dropped from a certain height, being taken outside, being left behind by the player it's following, and when it accidentally hurts itself when it's sitting down. You could stop it from crying by simply rocking it while it's indoors. This will not work while you're outside. Also, if you rocked him too much, dropping him will stop him from crying. While in its crying phase, if it's attacked or left alone for too long, it'll begin its attack phase. Dealing with this phase is extremely difficult, but not impossible, as the AI of its attack phase is a bit similar to the eyeless dog, though I would say you should just avoid having it be in this phase by taking care of it. Which, by the way, this thing is 21 pounds when holding onto it. It was actually heavier at 26 pounds before the V64 update. Damn, baby, what have you been eating? Oh, it gets fatter every time he eats scrap. Aw, that looks so cute. Overall, this is a fantastic addition to the game, and you'll most likely see this little guy in the new Mineshaft interior. That's right. We have a new interior to explore. To enter this mineshaft, you have to go down this elevator. Be careful. You are not safe from harm while in the elevator. The interior of the mineshaft is spooky, with new doors that slowly open up, and caves for you to explore and find scrap. If you would like to explore this new interior, you are most likely to have it appear on offense or artifice, even though this map may be a bit more difficult to explore than the others. It will actually have 6 extra loot spawns inside of them, ignoring each moon's upper scrap limit, so it might actually help you get enough scrap to fill your quota. There are also new scrap that you can collect in all of your runs. These include the red plastic cup, which for some reason was conductive before it was fixed, the clock, the garbage lid, or what I would call the roof of my home, toilet paper, which covers almost all of the screen when holding onto it, the control pad, the Z-Dog, the toy train, and finally the almighty soccer ball. You can actually kick the soccer ball around. While it is fun for a moment to kick the ball back and forth forth between your friends. Be careful where you put it in your ship. You might accidentally kick it outside and leave it behind. Wait a second, why are there so many cubes in here? Is every piece of loot just a cube? What the heck is going on? Well, there's now a small chance that every single piece of loot that spawns on a moon will be the exact same thing. Imagine how lucky you would be if everything that spawned inside was a gold bar. With the V64 update, we now have the tactical belt. This thing is extremely useful for holding on to tools, as it will hold on to any item that has a sell value of 0, which is basically all the items that you could buy from the shop, or things like the sticky note and the clipboard. Yes, that includes things like the ladder and the jetpack. How the heck are we putting things like that inside of our little bag? Very carefully. That's how we're doing it. This thing will hold on to a total of 15 different items, which is extremely useful for carrying things around like keys, or even putting away your flashlight to make room for some scrap. The bag will also not get heavier the more stuff you put inside, so you could put hundreds of flashlights inside of it and have it weigh the exact same amount. Be careful, however. You don't want to put all of your equipment in there and ultimately lose the belt. Whoa. Wait a second. There's now a small chance that weather events will happen while you're on the moon, so be careful while you're running outside. You might have a meteorite fall on your head. This was also really difficult to try to find. I couldn't find the footage myself, so These updates have added an amazing amount of content to the game. From getting rid of the annoying fox, to having a deadly baby follow you around at all times. I cannot wait to see what updates in the future will have to offer. I also wonder when the device under the corporation will actually have a use. I guess that will happen when the story is finally concluded. Thank you again for watching. Consider hitting that like and subscribe buttons. It really helps out a channel like mine. Also, let me know if there's any game you would like me to talk about in the comments below. I read all of my comments, and I would love to see what you guys would like to see. Thank you again, and I'll see you all next time. See ya!